So we have the knowledge now how this alien will look like, a little bit like this guy on the face features, kind of facial forms, the body, this guy, and overall from this concept we will go. So this is enough, in my opinion, to just continue and working on this character, which is great, and we will, of course, and I will. So let's continue a little bit trying to mimic this guy's features. It will not be ultra hard, I think, because we are not doing complete likeness, which is great. Complete likeness is the thing that's problematic most of the time, and it takes a lot of time. We don't have that amount of time in these streams. That's why normal likeness, which is not likeness, would be completely okay, but not complete likeness. Likeness is difficult. As I always say, even if you are very experienced in likeness, it takes a couple of hours to get it. There are few people, but there are few that can do likeness very, very quickly. And those people are usually not digital sculptors, because we digital sculptors are crap, Digital sculptors are the crap of the sculptor community, When we gather, when there is a gathering of sculptors and we appear, the digital sculptors, they throw us just in the back, because they are embarrassed. They are embarrassed by us. And that's why, most of the best sculptors are not exactly digital sculptors. They are normal sculptors, and they are just amazingly good. You cannot imagine. They are Grassetti level good or even better. All of them. No, of course not. By the way, even in traditional sculptors community, there are people who are just straight up not very good. Even sculptors who are, let's say, not famous, but they are sculptors, they are members of the sculpting community or whatever. Every country has something like a sculptors society or something, and some members of this society are just drunks who knows the process. They know the process, they have a lot of practice, but they are not very good, because they have a lot of practice, but it's not enough. You have to have tremendous amounts of practice in order to be good, and they have just a lot of practice, which isn't enough. But of course, in every profession, I think there is stuff like this. People who are officially named lawyers or doctors or whatever, and they are kind of bad in their field, not very good, which is completely fine. And it's completely fine, not because it's nice, but because it's just the way it is, and you cannot change it. That's why it's fine. Yeah, when something you cannot change, it's, whistle, just whistle. Doesn't matter, it's fine. But if you can change it, then probably you should, if it's something that's bothering you or everyone. But in this case, we can't change the fact that there are always, in any profession, people that suck in this particular field. But as I said, there are much more digital sculptors that suck than traditional sculptors that suck. So suckers are mostly in the digital field. So we are the garbage of the sculpting society. And I am kind of joking saying that. Yeah, probably some of you already know that I'm kind of joking, just to talk something, to speak about things. But it's not exactly fault. I mean, how the real sculptors perceive our work, because the real sculpting work, of course, means that you have to, of course, know anatomy and stuff, but you have to know the craft. You have to know how to deal with many problems that we digital sculptors never encounter. Hello everybody. Everybody saying hello in the chat, so hello to everybody who said hello in the chat. these guys are Koreans and Chinese and they're on next level. Yeah, probably. I would love to see your reaction. Which guys? I don't know. I learned 3D from your Udemy. Ah, you mean you posted probably a link, but the links cannot be posted here. So post it in the Discord. I learned 3D from your Udemy course and now I'm a full-time freelance designer and 3D artist. Thank you for your courses and lessons. There is a one person, this guy, who learned from my courses and now is a 3D full-time 3D artist, which is great. So yeah, my life is not in vain because I have helped one person to achieve his dream. So I will say it like the One Piece guy, Monkey D. Luffy. I would say that you have to pursue your dream. And if I helped you pursue your dream, this is my pleasure, you know. Spend 70 hours on a sculpt only to get better results from 15 minutes in MetaHuman. That's cool, that's cool. So it depends, what are you searching for? Results, just results, or getting better at sculpting, or, you know, improving yourself, or just the money. I'm not sure, you know. It's these days it's interesting because MetaHuman can make humans, definitely. It barely can make probably aliens. I'm not sure, maybe it can. I'm not completely sure that it can't. It probably cannot make stylized humans. And yeah, those things, you cannot rely only on one thing. And if you cannot sculpt good, to sculpt nicely, normally humans, it will be very difficult for you to sculpt everything else, like stylized things and stuff. You can try to sculpt stylize if you cannot sculpt normal. And you probably will think that you succeeded, but usually your work will be far less impressive than the people who can do normal and, you know, normal sculpts. By the way, I have a comment on one of my videos. It was today, I think, and the guy said, you are better off, you know, opinions. He said that you are better off speaking your own language and translating it in subtitles or something than speaking English, which of course is probably right, but at least I'm trying, you know. It's interesting. And yeah, I know my English is not perfect, and this doesn't bother me. When somebody says something like this, it's insecurity. You know, when you are insecure of yourself, you are saying stuff like this to other people to just make yourself feel more, you know, powerful or whatever. You're trolling, basically. The trollers are the most insecure people. They are trolling. And if you kinda manage to find a troll, which is easy, then you shouldn't pay attention that much to the troll, you know. The troll, he's feeding off attention. And why do you want to feed him, you know? No, leave him to be hungry. Hungry troll. Amazing. No, I love it, I love it. It's good. Pretty interesting. I'm to learn from your courses and now I'm 3D artist. Wow, second guy. So we have some guys, definitely, yeah. Are you going to make the low poly for this character too? I'm gonna make it, yes, but probably not in the... why not? No, it will be very boring. I mean, making a low poly of a character is ultra boring, as probably most of you know. So if I make it on stream, I have to be very creative and funny with my speaking, so nobody will fall asleep. But probably we will start it on, at least on stream, and do some stuff on stream. We'll see. I don't completely approve how this alien is starting to look like. Maybe we should make the nose a little bit smaller, because they said that it has to be small like this one. A little bit small and like this, yeah. Probably more alien-like, not so much human as I made it. A little bit more alien. Should be okay. Okay, good. So I should speak Bulgarian and translate. Yeah, it will be a lot of work. So I prefer to speak broken English and risk for some trolls not to understand me than to make all this effort to make translations of my Bulgarian speaking. It will be not very nice, yeah. Thank you, but no thank you. Okay, probably something like this. Let's continue to the body, then we may get back to the face, but the idea here is to have something to show for feedback, and maybe after one round of feedback, which will be Monday probably, then we will be better, because now it's Saturday, and in Saturday they said that they don't work. I work always. I don't care. I don't care if it's Saturday or something. For me, those days for rest or whatever are whenever I feel like it, not the official holidays or days for rest. Official stuff for me is not doesn't mean anything. When I feel like I want to rest or I don't want to work, I just don't work. But when I have to work, I work in Saturdays, I work in holidays. I don't care. I'm doing things my way or the highway. So the lower lip is pretty big. Let's make it smaller, narrower, because it was a little bit, when you look at your model, usually there will be something wrong. Usually in my models, usually there is something wrong, and it takes a lot of practice and working to kind of start to see where exactly is the wrong part, and that's difficult. That's very difficult. But I'm starting, I think, to notice things. Of course, while you're working on the model and you are speaking, so I'm not completely concentrated on the model, then you can make some mistakes and some problems can occur that people of the chat will see, I will not see. But that's okay. I think this face could work. Let's add a sphere for the eyes and see what's happening. By the way, today I finished the low poly of my other freelance, and I'm waiting for the guy to tell me if I can show it. And now it's in Substance Painter, and I may say I cheated by not using just Blender. So I did all the low poly with Blender, the seams with Blender, and then I tried to unwrap it with Blender. So UV unwrap with Blender, it's fine. The UV unwrap of Blender is relatively fine. Sometimes, though, it makes problems. It cannot unwrap correctly, for example, the upper part of the hand, and it unwraps it like with huge middle finger, and little other fingers are very little unwrapped. So it probably is something like a joke from the programmers, I don't know, with the huge middle finger. I don't know what it means. But I know that ZBrush is unwrapping. The unwrapping of ZBrush is just top notch, especially the organic one. So I made the seams in Blender, and then I exported the model to ZBrush, and I unwrap it in ZBrush with existing seams. It's just a couple of clicks, and then I exported it back to Blender, and it was fine. I would say it was fine. So yeah, I used ZBrush today for work. I'm sorry, guys, I failed you, but at least I'm honest. You have to acknowledge that I'm honest about this. I symmetrized it because it was not symmetrical completely. Now it's symmetrical, and we continue. I'm always honest. In my life also I'm always honest, because I've always been, by the way, because that's the way to live, I think, more successful life, and at least you have something to grab on. You know for yourself that you are not telling lies, you are honest person, and that's a good thing, by the way, to kind of grab on when you feel lost or something. You know that you are this guy, and that's it. So you know yourself, it's fine. But I have to start lying sometimes, because in social interactions there are necessary lies, necessary, not only lies, but necessary things that you don't have to say, necessary things you have to consider kind of swallow, not to say, and necessary lies. For example, when I go to some place, that I have to finish some work, for example, and some people have to do a work for me. From the government, for example, you go to a place when somebody on a desk, some kind of a grumpy lady on a desk has to do something for you. And if you are completely honest, it will be bad for you. So if you go there and say, "Ooh, you have a very nice haircut today and you look very beautiful," probably it will be too much. But if you say something like this, something like a little bit of a compliment, you are a little bit of a, no, like bright, everybody loves that. Even very grumpy ladies, I noticed, they kind of are grumpy. Back in the days when I was in the village, because I've gone with my grandfather in the village, and in the village there was this very grumpy, chubby lady that's selling bread in the bread selling store. It's a store only for bread. They are baking the bread inside and they're selling it from little window. So we are waiting on this line, and I see this lady, and she's very grumpy with everybody. She's like super mad, like for some reason, but she's always like that. And suddenly it's our turn, me and my grandfather, and he's like smiling and said, "Hello, you're looking very nice today." Some things like this. And her reaction, I didn't expect that. She was just, she just brightened up, She was just like, from ultra grumpy, she became like smiling, very polite, very nice. And I was like, wow, how those things change people, It's a social interaction. It's pretty difficult, by the way, to do, because when you go to such grumpy lady, you feel the anger, you feel the overall aura of badness around the person, and it's very difficult to be bright and to make a compliment a little bit and to be positive. It's pretty difficult, but if you can do it, maybe there's a good exercise to try to do it sometimes, just for the sake of experiment. And if it works, you will know that it works. Because I told you it works, but you have to test it for yourself. It's Do you use Rizzo Move for UV Unwrap? No, I use just Blender, plain Blender. I'm using Character Creator to save time sculpting. That's cool. Hi Nico, how do I participate in Artstation review? You have to just post it in the Discord channel, in Discord server. There's an Artstation portfolios or something. Let me see. Yeah, Artstation portfolios is the channel is called Artstation portfolios. So yeah, we are amazing. Now the guy haven't answered me yet for the other freelance, if I can show it to you. So I will not show it until he answers. And if he doesn't answer until the end of this stream, maybe next stream, we'll see. But I just asked him a couple of minutes ago, so yeah, what am I expecting? What am I expecting, man? Let's see the body now. We need this kind of body, like strong but agile, like dancer, belly dancer. No, probably not belly dancer, but something like this one. Grumpy cat, yeah. Nico, have you ever tried Blender's free base meshes? I got them, but I never used them yet. Never had to, but it can save time. Probably it can. But I told you, try it, use them. I will not use them most likely, because I always like to start from absolutely scratch. Why did you leave ZBrush when you know it so well? Yeah, I have a video about that in my other channel. It's called Why I Left ZBrush for Blender. So you have to go and check it out. It will answer your most desired questions. Or just this one, probably. She had a yeast infection, probably. What's the time in your country? In my country now it's 17:36. 17 hour, so 5 p.m. and 36 minutes. So the minutes, it doesn't matter. Usually the minutes are the same in all countries, so in my opinion, because only hours change. So it's 5 p.m. It's difficult for me to sculpt the fingers of the hand. They come out crooked with twisted and asymmetrical phalanges. Any advice for me? Practice more, because it's, yeah, fingers and hand particularly is sometimes more difficult than the face even. Although, if you want to make a good face and a good hand, they're both equally difficult probably. Should I learn anatomy to sculpt, or doing it from a reference is enough? Doing it from a reference is enough, but you probably will not be able to do it very well from a reference if you don't know anatomy. But of course you can try. Some people can kinda go through a reference and you know, see. But when you have a reference which is not particularly nice, which sometimes you will have it, then you have to rely on your anatomy skills, and if you don't have them, then you are a little bit screwed, most likely. But of course you can always go and use MetaHuman base mesh, for example, or some other base mesh to buy. It's okay, and then just make it, you know, look like your model or whatever. It's fine. Almost nothing is cheating in our field, but of course, as I told you, for me, it's better to make everything from scratch. I just love it this way, and you have seen me doing it numbers of times. I'm pretty quick, so why should I use base mesh, since I can do a base human body for like 3 hours, and it will be relatively fine, and it will be completely custom on the concept. I will not have to customize it manually, and I don't like to customize anything. I don't like to work on existing models because it's not creative that much. But I told you, this is personal preference, and also for me this is a way to hone my skills, to constantly be on a good level with sculpting and everything, because people who are working with, you know, they are constantly working, freelancing, they have their base meshes and they're using them, and their anatomy skills are not on a hugely nice level, because they are not doing anything from scratch, almost anything from scratch they are not doing. So yeah, in order to keep your skills sharp, you have to use them, and the way to use them is to make everything from scratch. Of course you have to be fast, otherwise you will lose time, and this is also not a very good thing. So yeah, you have to consider everything. Yeah, there are voices for and against using base meshes, but I'm always for using base mesh. It's not, you know, I'm not using, but you can use heroin, base meshes, or heroin, whatever. You can do whatever. I don't care. But heroin, I don't particularly recommend using heroin. I haven't used heroin. I haven't tried even heroin, which is a big mistake on my part, because if I will not kind of offer you to use heroin, why? Because I haven't tried it. So maybe it's good, but I haven't tried it. How can I speak about heroin if I haven't tried it? I don't know. I just heard from certain sources that heroin is pretty addictive. Also, when you there are two problems with heroin. The two types of addiction that it creates. It's a physical addiction, which is why people are having very much problems to get away from it, because the body is used to heroin. If you don't give heroin to the body starts to feel very bad. So you feel the worst of your life. You feel like you are ultra sick and you will die in a second, which is not a good feeling. I have felt this way once, and it's not very good. But it was not from heroin. It was from, I don't know, from something else. But the idea is that it's not good. And the other thing is the mental addiction, which means that when you take heroin, people say that you are feeling so good. You're feeling this amazing sensation of ultra pure pleasure, and you feel like God, and everybody else is like ants. Why should you quit it? So I don't recommend to start it in the first place because it will be very difficult to quit. Almost impossible for some people, by the way. That's why many people are dying from heroin overdose and other heroin related things every year. A lot of people. Why are we speaking with heroin? I don't know. But whatever. Hello Nico, you look good today. What kind of time should I spend daily shaving my beard? And no. How to practice daily in general, if you will. How much time should you spend? You know, there's people always ask me this question. How much time should I spend daily in order to get good? You should spend as much time as you can. If you can spend 12 hours a day sculpting and developing your skills, you should. If you can spend only like 2 hours a day, but every day, you also will progress, but not as fast, of course. It will be a slow progress, but progress anyways. Oh, by the way, I forgot, it has to have 4 fingers. So, yeah, be careful with that. So 4 fingers, 4 fingers, 4 fingers, 4 fingers. Remember, 4 fingers. 4 fingers and 4 toes. Okay, I think we are live for the 4 fingers thing. Yeah. I just almost made 5 fingers. Dead punch. But I didn't, so yeah. Remember the 1st of November. And people are asking me constantly. No, nobody asks me, but I will tell you. Which is the 3D holiday? Which is the 3D holiday? So, in my opinion, it's 1st of December. Because it's my birthday. And it's... no, it should be a 3rd of December. Yeah, it's 3rd of December. Because it's 3D. 3rd of December. 3D. So that's the 3D... When the 3D guys celebrate. 3rd of December. It's not 1st. So it's not my birthday. So I should have told my mother to kind of hold on a little bit, like 2 days more, for me to be born on 3rd of December, and I would be completely 3D. Now I'm 1D, because I'm 1st of December I'm born. Whatever. Even Gossetti said he doesn't like using base meshes all the time to hone his skills as well. Yeah, but he does use them sometimes. Yeah, he's using them sometimes because he's not a full-time teacher like me, probably. And he's doing a lot of freelances, maybe. I'm not doing that much freelances, and I am mostly teaching people, so yeah. I want to start learning sculpting in ZBrush. I'm afraid I'm wasting my time learning a new program. I want to start learning... Okay, start learning in ZBrush. It's completely fine by me. Start learning in ZBrush. I have ZBrush courses. I have everything for you to start, and even other people have ZBrush courses. ZBrush is a good program. Don't get me wrong, it's amazing. It's the best in sculpting. But for starting people who don't have enough money, like myself when I was a student, for example, I didn't have too much. So Blender would be a perfect program for me back in the days. Now also it is a perfect program for me because it allows me to teach people who don't have that much money to buy ZBrush or to get the ZBrush in other way. I mean, you know, you have 2 options with money: to buy ZBrush or to pay monthly subscription, of course. There is another option: to get it from a friend for free, or from torrents, also for free. So if you can do these options, probably ZBrush is a good option for you. But until you develop your skills with sculpting as a whole, ZBrush will not help you that much. Blender, you can learn sculpting in Blender, you can learn anatomy, you can learn everything in Blender, and then you can translate your skills in ZBrush without any issue, when you are a good sculptor overall. At some point, if you go there and follow your dream, like Monkey D. Luffy would say, you should always follow your dream. Interesting subject for a sculpting live stream, of course, yeah. But Nico, isn't sculpting from scratch every time means you'll need to do retopo every time also for each work? Yes, but I always do retopo every time for each work. If you sculpt, if you use a base mesh, for example, you have a guy with a jacket and shorts and sneakers, and you use the base mesh for the body. You have to retopo the clothes. That's at least the clothes, you have to retopo them because they are completely from scratch. So something you always will have to retopo, and why shouldn't I retopo everything, How about you also answer how to look as good as you? Ooh, that's thank you very much. I love compliments, I don't show it that much because everybody loves compliments, so I'm not an exception. It's good for people to compliment you. Nico, can I sculpt realistic face with mouse? Yes, if you can sculpt realistic face with tablet, you can sculpt it with mouse also. How much coffee do you drink? That's the thing. I don't drink coffee at all. I never have drunk coffee. By the way, I had a period in my life where in the afternoon I will drink one coffee, and this period lasted about like 4 months, and at the end of this period, how this period ended was, I told you, I felt the worst in my life one morning. My face started to swell, and I looked at myself in the mirror when I was able to see, because I was able to see, and I saw myself in the mirror, and I was super scared. I looked like 10 or 20 years older because everything was like, fat. And then I started to not see, my vision started to narrow, and then blank. I was with open eyes, but I couldn't see. So my blood pressure was getting so low. It was ultra low. I was in the brink of passing out, but I didn't pass out. At least I think I didn't, because I sat down on a chair and I felt like crap. I have never felt this bad in my whole life. It was ultra bad experience. Then I went to the hospital. I was there for like, I think 1 night I've spent there. They wanted me to be like couple of nights more, but I felt completely well in the next day. So I decided to tell them to, fuck off or something. And I just, signed some documents and went home. Because, they want to keep you inside the hospital to get money from you. It's to get money from the government for you, which is I don't particularly like. So I decided to go away. Yeah, but Nico, when you're doing retopologies, you use triangles. I use them all the time, by the way. It's that doesn't matter too much these days. Hello, Nico. I'd like to know your thoughts about some Maria Panfilova post talking about uncertain future of 3D artists. I'm scared. Yeah, we probably should be scared about this, but people like this girl Maria Panfilova, I know her. She's ultra good sculptor. I don't think that she will have problems finding some job, even when the AI is capable of making those models from concepts. But yeah, you can use soft wrap plugin to wrap existing retopo mesh for some part of your mesh. Yeah, but you can just make it from scratch and then retopologize from scratch. And of course, it's slow. But you have to do some bad things for yourself sometimes to feel good for the good things later. I have a Wacom, but I prefer sculpting with a mouse. Am I crazy? Yes, definitely. Hello, Nico. I found out recently how easily move gizmo in Blender, like in ZBrush. Just press Control plus the dot and move gizmo, like with Alt in ZBrush. Ah. So I have a gizmo here. Control the dot. No, how can I press Control and dot at the same time? I cannot. Maybe? No, you cannot move it. No. Maybe just the dot. No. Maybe Control. No. I don't know. Maybe someday we will do it. Hello, Nico. How do you usually price your sculpts or freelance, and how much you consider minimum? Oh, the minimum is probably very low. Sometimes there is a guy in Artstation that he orders some sculpts, head sculpts from me. So he's giving me this character sheet with some actor, and he wants just a basic head sculpt, high poly without hair, and just a normal, And I do it, since I do it for like 2 hours at most, He pays me like $50. So $50 is my minimum, we may say. Yeah, we like your humor, Nico. Thank you very much. I have obsession with the smell of coffee. Many people have that. That's a terrible story. Yeah, there are terrible stories for everybody. But yeah, you know, without those terrible stories, we couldn't be as happy in our happy moments, you know. Because if you have only happy moments, you will not be able to feel them that strong. Have you ever tried to go to USA for work? I'm asking because you have amazing skills. I have never tried to go to USA particularly, and I probably will not try to go to USA. By the way, I want to go to USA, but just for excursion, just to see the Grand Canyon, just to see the Statue of Liberty, for example, just to see New York, Los Angeles, stuff like this, just normal stuff we've seen in the movies, and you know, it will be nice, but not to live and work there probably. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows what the world brings us? If there is a possibility, if there is an opportunity for me to go to United States to live and work, if there is a good offer, I may take it. I don't know. I don't know. Because I have to take my whole family, and we will be so far away from our country, so we'll be able to come back just like twice a year or even once a year. It will be difficult. If it's somewhere in Europe, like Spain, something, it's much closer. So yeah, but in United States, I'm not sure. Maybe in Russia, because Russia is closer. Russia is like Moscow from Bulgaria, from Sofia. Moscow is like, let's say 2 hours and a half with plane, or 3 hours, something like this, I'm not sure. So it's pretty close. But first, of course, the war should end. Then we will talk about this, going to Russia. I have to go to Russia, by the way. I am learning Russian now. Not super learning, but I'm using Duolingo and just passing through the courses very easily because of my extensive knowledge of Russian language, of course. Yeah, конечно, конечно. Я говорю по-русски, нет проблема at all. Extruding thumb from hand is the tricky part of making hand. Not quite. Nico, did you study painting before engaging in 3D sculpting? I haven't studied actually painting, but I have drawn my whole life, so it's, if you consider that study painting, yeah. Hello Nico, you inspire me a lot. I have watched every vid you have made and I have worked really hard to improve, but don't have an Artstation yet. Is there any way you can check out Sculpt? Probably contact me in Discord and just show me some of your works. The thing is, she said that she was worried about the job. About her job, Panafilova? I don't think so. She shouldn't be. That happened to me too when I first got a tablet, but now I can't go back to mouse sculpting. Yeah, exactly. Hello Nico, Mr. Handsome. Ooh, Mr. Handsome. I wanna ask it if it's important to learn realistic for stylized. Yes. Or just go for stylized. According to me, we should learn realistic first. What do you think? Yeah, in my opinion also. About moving gizmo, plus control, plus this thing. Okay, let me see. Let's see. Let's go to here. The gizmo. Here. Show the gizmo. Okay. Let's try to move it now. Control plus this key. And now I can move it. No. I should check out. Oh, like this. So yeah, this basically is moving the origins. So when you press this, you are checking out this here, origins. You see? I'm pressing it. You cannot see I'm pressing it because I have the screencast keys are not here. But yeah, now I'm pressing it. And the origins is checked in here. That's what it's doing. So you can just check it in here, or it's also in here also. And in here, origins. So let's try. Control plus the dot. Yeah. So we you know, we solved the mystery of this thing. Let's move on. Now those fingers And those arms are looking pretty small in my opinion. Probably at some point I will increase the size of them. We'll see. Hey Nico, I'm the guy who is doing your Viking course and recently talked to you on Messenger. That's cool. Cool. What do others who's never been into the US from other countries think about the US? What do we think about US? It depends. For some things US is the worst. For example, US is kind of living themselves like the world's police, you know. They're going everywhere where their interests are, like oil, petrol, and they are killing people and stuff like this, which is not exactly the best. But of course, every big empire is trying to do so, like Russians now. But the difference between Russians and US is that Putin and Russia now is not having a huge success of doing this. US, on the other hand, had mostly succeeded, of course, in Vietnam and some other countries not so much, but you know. But other than that, US is probably a nice place to live mostly. People are nice, the normal people I mean, and the standard of living is relatively high in most states. Not in all of them though, but in most it's kind of fine. And there are a lot of things that we have seen in all the movies and all the TV shows and whatever, that many people are just wanted to go and see life. It will be nice. At least that's my opinion on US. I'm not a US fanboy, but I would say that I'm more into the West, inclined to the West, than into the East, you know. I don't particularly think that Eurasia, which means Russia and the supporting countries of Russia, are the way to go. Although capitalism as a whole is not a perfect thing, the dictatorship is definitely not even less perfect, I would say it is. So let's do some legs, because without legs it will be difficult to kinda consider the length of the arms and other things. So we have to put some legs into the equation. I will put them a little bit forward. Okay, like this. This will be our one leg. Let me see. Should I spread them a little bit? Yeah, let's spread them a little bit. Make them like this, and then the other part of the leg a little bit more backwards. That will be enough. Now, move. A little bit curve. Here, this leg is now a bit small, but we'll see how it will go. Now, at some point, I'm more answering questions than working, which, I don't know, maybe some people are happy about it, some people are not. But we cannot make everybody happy. It's just impossible. People are different, they have different preferences, and it's impossible just to make everyone completely happy. So we will not try. We'll do whatever is... whatever we feel it's fine. People are strange, a terrible stranger, hidden of me when you're alone. When you're strange, when you get out of the rain, and you're strange. So yeah, we are strange, all of us. There are people who are normal, by the way, but they usually are not artists. When you are artistic guy or a girl, you usually don't feel exactly normal, and you probably are not. Which I think is a maybe good thing, right? Yeah, why not? Greetings from China. Ooh, we have China here. Rarely we have China. That's cool. We're doing motion graphics in Cinema 4D. I didn't get that. Let me just Go a little bit more. Greetings from Indonesia. You look Russian, by the way. I look Russian. Nobody said that to me. Many people say I look Arabic because of my big nose and one eyebrow. But Russian, I don't think I look Russian that much. Привет. What diet should one follow to be a great sculptor? The diet is not important at all. I am eating a lot of sugar, which is not good, of course. But if you consider me a great sculptor, so yeah, there are other people who are kind of more fat, but they are also good sculptors. So yeah, they are probably not eating very nicely. Yeah. Это удивительно. Желаю удачи в изучении этого сложного языка. You mean Russian? For me, Russian is not a very complicated language. Maybe it's complicated to speak because I haven't have the practice of speaking it. But, you know, since it's very close to Bulgarian, it's not that expensive. Hi, Nikolai, do you work for Gameloft? Not anymore. Maybe it's almost 1 year now. At the end of September last year was my last day in Gameloft. Hello. You think it's prospectively waiting work in Russia? Sorry, bad English. It's not prospectively too much, but I don't want to go to work in Russia. I want to go to do tourism in Russia. I want to see Moscow because I know that Moscow is an amazing city, especially the central part is just super cool to see. I want to see it for a long time. Also St. Petersburg, Petersburg. Yeah, would be nice. But someday, why not? We'll see. Let us live through it and we'll see. Greeting from Indonesia. Hello. Hello, sir. I have an interview of freelancer today. Okay, he said he earned $24K in 4 weeks doing motion graphics in Cinema 4D and character animation in Blender. Do you think it's possible? Yes, I think it's possible if he's very good in this motion graphics things. Maybe some particles or effects. I'm not sure what he's doing exactly, but it's probably possible. Especially if he's working for clients from United States or from Switzerland, from those kind of expensive countries. And if he's fast and he's working long hours also, probably he's doing so much work that he can earn $24K in 1 month. But it's usually not very plausible. Not many people are doing that. So maybe he's lying, maybe he's not, who knows. Greetings from China. Hello. Auto modeling this for an order now. Yes, this is for freelance. Greetings from Iran. Hello, Iran. Nico, in Cinema 4D good software. Is Cinema 4D good software? It's good for some things. But many people consider 3D Max good for some things. I don't anymore. Although it was my first 3D experience, 3D Max. But I don't like it anymore. So me and 3D Max have now filed for divorce. And yeah, I'm waiting for the papers from my lawyer. But yeah, it's not going well between us. Between me and the 3D Max. It's not going well. But yeah, I don't care because I have this new love, Blender. And of course, Blender and 3D Max, they sound male. But they can be whatever you want, you know. Nowadays, you can... your name could be John, but you can consider yourself female. So it's... we live in interesting times, we may say, you know. So it's... it doesn't mean when the name is Blender, it doesn't mean it's a male, complete male, you know. It could be something else. We have to ask Blender, by the way. What do you think your gender is? Blender, what's your gender? That will be like a poem. We asked Blender, what's its gender? The answer was tender. I bumped to a fender. Whatever, it's okay. Yeah. It seems to me, or his chest is a little lower. Maybe everything will be good when we do it good. We'll see. We have a lot of homeless people and everyone seems to feel like they have to carry a gun here just to go to the store. Yeah, it seems like America is starting to get a little bit of a not a fun place to live, most likely. Because in Europe, almost nobody is carrying a gun. To get a gun permit, to buy a gun, to buy a licensed firearm, it's very difficult in Europe. In my country also, you know, we are in the European Union, but even before that it was very difficult. It's not impossible, but you have to go through a lot. In America, as I think it's super easy, just go to the store, show your card, show them that you are above 18 or above 21, I'm not sure, and you buy yourself a firearm. I don't know, maybe it's fine, but I don't have a huge opinion about this, you know, because there are a lot of people arguing if this or the other is better. You know, when everybody has firearm, maybe nobody will pull it out, you know, because they know that somebody will shoot them, which is a valid perspective, I think. And when it's very difficult to get a firearm license, then most people will not have firearms, which is also okay. I know a guy who has a hunting license and he has a lot of firearms, and I pity the guy who will try to rob him in his house, you know. It will be amazing experience with all the guns that he has. And knowing how to use them, of course, and don't caring about the poor burglar life. That's also the thing. Burglar life. Burglar. Wow, how do you pronounce this? Burglar. I don't know. I'm from Iran too. Hello, Nico. Hello. We have a lot of homeless people. Okay, yes. Hey, Purple. Good to see you here. Where is the pinky? We don't have pinky. This is only 4 fingers. I have recently started head anatomy and sculpting exercise course by Nikolai Naidov. Who is this guy? Interesting. And got his channel in intro, of course. That's cool. That's cool. This is a humanoid without a little finger, exactly. Or without index finger. It depends. Or without a middle finger. Nobody knows. Because you see, I can say that this is his pinky. And this is his ring finger. And this is his middle finger. And he doesn't have an index finger. Nobody knows. Hi Nico, I'm a study ZBrush with your tutu, the orc in his bull. And it's a real pleasure to work with you. Thank you very much. Nico, sing Fly Me to the Moon. I don't remember how this song goes, you know. Nico, you believe in magic? Not so much. I don't believe in magic, really. Don't know why, but when I see 4 fingers on a realistic character, that gives me a little bit of an uncanny. Exactly, me too, but they want it this way. Hi Nico, I'm glad I catch up with your stream. Hope you reach my Artstation. I need that wise man advice. And what should I learn next? But of course, it's always for everybody. Let me give you this advice for everybody. Practice more and practice quality practice. Because just practicing, just doing some sculpts of something that you like to sculpt, for example, a dragon, all the time, the same dragon, will not give you that amount of, you know, experience. But practicing from looking to models and yeah, from references, yeah. The reference is the word that I was seeking for. So practicing from references will lead you to the thing that you want. It's good. Now let's see. Okay. Yeah, it's relatively fine. We'll see how we will continue this. But the feet are looking amazing right now. I always like the feet to do them. No, I don't. Really, the feet are one of the least likable thing to do when you do a character. Because especially in the beginning, they look like complete crap. They look very bad in the beginning. But then, after a couple of minutes or hours even, they can look relatively fine. But they never look completely fine. Maybe because I don't have that much experience doing feet. I should practice more the feet. So yeah, practice whatever but whatever you practice, you will be good at. Let me give you an example. When I was younger, I was practicing doing only male and only male up to the waistline. So the shoulders, no, the head, of course, always the head, but sometimes the neck, the shoulders, and you know, the torso, the upper part of the torso, and the arms. And that's it. I like to do that. I didn't like to do legs, and I didn't like to do female characters. I like to do female characters, but I didn't like to draw female characters. So I didn't, and I haven't had practice. When I started working in the industry, that bite me in the ass, so I had to practice a lot, drawing, because my first job was in Gameloft again, and I was a 2D concept artist in Gameloft. That's how I started. And I had to practice more my female sculpting skills, and I did it. And at the end, now I even have a course about female anatomy, which not many people have, and mine is a good one, which not many people have, which is good. Yeah, I would say my female anatomy course is one of the best courses for female anatomy in whole Udemy and Artstation. Yeah, because there are not many others, maybe not at all. So yeah, when you have something that is rare, it sells pretty well, I would say. Okay, the legs are going there, but they look kind of awful. I have to spend some hours in this model to start looking good, because when we see the concept, it's mostly the body which is visible. If he had a pants, I would probably spend just like half an hour more on his legs, and I will leave them and then put the pants on top and sculpt them. But now, since the legs will be visible, I have to work more on them, and they will not be as like the concept. They will be more anatomical, more realistic. At least that's how I'm gonna do them, and then feedback if people want them more like the concept, so a little bit broken. We will do it also that. It's not a problem that much. As I told you, when you have a concept which is not perfect, which usually the concepts are not perfect, you should rely on your skills of anatomy and other skills to make the model better than the concept. If you can do that, of course, people are very happy, by the way. Usually when I work with people with kind of okay concepts, but not too much, and then when I make the model better than the concept, people are very happy, and they like to work with me again, which I think it's a good thing, at least. It's a good thing. Definitely. 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 When I first saw you on YouTube, I thought you were a light-skinned black guy. Exactly, because of my nose, right? I know. Beautiful Nico. That's debatable. No matter which country you look like, you look красивый. Спасибо тебе. Спасибо. Nico, I'm your fan. Most people that are here in the chat, I think, are my fans, but I'm not sure. Maybe there are trolls here also, but they usually don't write. I don't know. Here you look like a regular Brazilian guy for sure. Congrats for your sculpt lives. By the way, sculpt lives, yeah. Thank you, but in Brazil, I was in Brazil. I always say that because I'm proud of this. I went into Brazil. I went into Rio and Iguazu. Only Rio and Iguazu I was in Brazil. Iguazu is the most... It's not the most southern part of Brazil, but it's in the... Iguazu is in the border of Brazil and Argentina. I don't know how Argentina. We call it Argentina in Bulgarian, but in English is Argentina. No, Argentine. probably something like this, but whatever. So yeah, in Brazil I saw, especially in Rio, I saw people from super white to ultra black, so all kinds of people, and they're all native Brazilians. So you can be, anybody can be Brazilian without any issue. Anybody from all the world. Probably not the Asians that much, but most other people can be Brazilians. Brazilian it is, Brazilian. We all waiting for today. Dun, 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 dun. Just give me a second here, I have to answer the phone. Or not. Let me answer it. I will speak in Bulgarian, nobody will understand. Какво става, Тошуне? Вкъщи стримам, що? Окей, good. Къде ти отворя? Кое е заключено? Добре, хубаво. Айде. Okay, I have to open my son because he's outside the door and he said that he wants to poop very hard, so excuse me guys, I have to go. I will come back in a second. All right. Yeah, I think we saved the day. Maybe he will not poop himself too much. A little bit, just a little. A little bit is allowed, you know. It's normal. When you have to poop so badly, it's normal to poop a little bit, just to get the pressure off, just to, you know. But yeah, maybe it's not a good idea. Maybe if you release the valve a little bit, then it will just and everything will be a huge mess. But whatever, yeah. Yeah, when I started talking about poop and people from 120 people watching me, now 112. I mean, yeah. Probably many people don't like to speak about shit and poop, which I don't know why, it's a normal thing. Everybody is pooping every day. Almost, yeah. I'm pooping sometime twice a day. Yeah, good metabolism, you know. That's why I'm eating so much sugar and I am relatively not fat. But relatively, because these days I'm fatter than I should be, you know, my belly is a little bit big. But let's answer some more questions. Nico, I'm a fan, thank you very much. Yes, Nico, and new course in the making. Any new course? No, not quite much. You should do a hard surface modeling stream. I really like to see how you do it and learn. There are so many people doing hard surface in Blender. I don't think I should, you know, join them. I'm a little bit unique from doing sculpts in Blender, and I think this is far better to do and more unique, to be unique. Let's see, so this is the thumb, there is another finger, and the last finger, so 4 toes. They're not fingers, they're toes, I'm sorry. Yeah, sometimes English, but since most people that are watching me are not native English speakers, everybody understands what I'm talking about, and that's the beauty of it, you know. That's the beauty of it. When you're a native English speaker, probably there will be some issues understanding my train of thoughts, but if you are not a native English speaker, like there are a lot of Brazilian guys watching me, there are a lot of Russian guys watching me, there are a lot of Turkish guys, and even we saw some people from Iran today, and China even, which I didn't expect really. But usually China, since they are 7 hours forward, so when I'm streaming usually at 9 in the evening here, China should be around, some parts of China of course, but some should be around 9%, 4 in the morning. So yeah, that's why they cannot watch me from China that much. And even now, in China, should be around 1 in the evening or something like this. 1 in the morning even. So it's still not very nice time to be woken up. But of course tomorrow is Sunday. many people are not at work, so they can afford to stay up a little bit later and watch this bald guy doing some sculpts. And speaking about poop, or pooping about speak also. I was thinking not to pick up, by the way, the phone, but it's a good thing that I did, because if I haven't, we had to wash some pants and other stuff. It wouldn't be that good, so it's better that I picked up the phone. Hey, Duque, pick up the phone. Yeah. What's that? Yeah, this advertisement back in the days. Probably many people know it. If you don't know it, come on. Write in Google Budweiser, Waza, and you will see. There are a couple of adverts with Waza. Waza. Pretty cool. Yeah, I have to look at some references for the feed. Even me, I can do a lot of things without reference, but sometimes for things that I'm not as much, done, I have to use references. But it's fine. It's completely fine to use references always, even if you are a professional artist. If you're not professional artist, you have to use more references. But I tend to notice that, and I always say that, but I will say it again because, people who are beginners, they use references much rarely than professionals. Professionals, they tend to use references all the time, and beginners, some beginners, me included by the way, think that references are kind of cheating, and they have to be able to sculpt or draw everything from scratch by themselves without any reference. I was thinking this, by the way, when I was younger, which of course is absolutely not true, but that's some way of thinking, and there are people who still think that way, beginners especially. Professionals not so much. The professional knows that he has to use all the tools in his disposal to finish the job. By the way, I was planning to play Starfield instead of streaming, but then I realized I don't quite like playing Starfield anymore. I don't know why. I don't know. Started to bore me a little bit. But I will probably play it again in the evening, and we'll see, but it's not that much fun. In the beginning it was super fun. Now it's not that much. Okay, now I think he looks relatively cool. My concerns here are the following. So the animator, at some point, many animators I've seen from my freelances, that many animators, they cannot do anything differently. So many animators, they want you to, make the legs closer together, make them the feet directly forward, not a little bit sideways, directly forward. Then the fingers, they should be completely straight, and stuff like this, which is absurd. If you cannot kind of make your skeleton a little bit and do it, it's for me, you're not a good animator. But still, yeah, I've worked with animators that can do whatever I do, they can animate it, they can rig it and animate it without any issue, because they are good, they are experienced, they have years and years of experience, and they don't care. They just wanted to be a good model, and they get it and animate it, and everything is fine. But of course, I know the other side of the coin. People who are thinking of themselves as very good animators, but not having that much experience, and working only in one way without any deviation. So always T-pose, or the legs completely straight forward, and those are their demands. And it makes me mad a little bit, because I know how the good animator is working with everything without any issue. And that gives me the kind of a, you know, I'm starting to be very honest, which is not good. And there was one freelance job that that the animator started to get to have this very strange demands. He wanted me to have something like an inner skeleton that he can use for something, so a mesh inside the mesh for something like skeleton he wanted. And I asked one of my friends, she's a amazing animator, she's a lead animator, she was a lead animator in Ubisoft, then in Gameloft, and then now in another company. But she's a ultra experienced, very good animator, and rigger and everything. And I asked her, what is this guy doing? What does he want? And she said that his demands are pretty strange. So I told him that his demands are pretty strange, and he get offended because I didn't tell him privately. I told him in the chat of you know, where everybody is. And yeah, turns out that I didn't do the low poly of this model. They paid me just for the high poly, and somebody else, you know, continued with the low poly and everything to make the demands, you know, because I was yeah, you shouldn't be like me. Usually I can afford it, you know, because I can afford it, yes. And usually when I work freelance, I have this scheme, and I probably have said it, but let me tell you how I work with freelance usually. Usually I say like this: give me the concept. You give me the concept. I like the concept. Okay, I will start. I work for like a couple of hours, and then I give you something to look at, that to know that I have begun. Then you pay me like 30% of the whole sum. Okay, and now I have this push, because you have paid me. Now everything is official. You have paid me like 30%. It's cool. And I continue working on the character. At some point, with some feedbacks for no, forward and backwards, we finish the high poly. When the high poly is ready, they pay me another 20%. So now, when the high poly is ready, I have 50% of the money. It's cool. Then we continue, and I do the low poly, I do the UVs, I do texturing, and when everything is finished and it's ready, they pay me the rest 50% of the money. And this way I always have motivation to work, because on each part of the process I get some money, which is great. I mean, this is a good motivation. But some companies, they don't work like this. In their contracts, they say, for example, this one, it will not be like this, because they said, yeah, we will pay you at the end. Okay, I'm not unhappy, but probably they will not get their model. They will get images from the model, they will get screenshots, you know, for feedback and everything, but they will not get the final model before I get the money, you know. That's how I work. You know, you may pay me at the end, okay, but you have to be ready to get your model after that. But after that. So yes, okay. Seems like really not the best thing, but of course, for the amount of time that we have put in, last time I have put like 1 hour, and now let me see. Now it's a little bit more than 1 hour. So for 2 hours, I think it's relatively fine. If I put like a couple of more hours onto this, it will be even better. So yeah, we will do that at some point. But for now, it's fine. So he has very big nails, I would say. Interesting. Let's answer some questions and go to Artstation reviews. I will save this. Control S is always your best choice. And yeah, today we have made the legs and the fingers. So now it looks like a finished model, and It doesn't look that bad, I would say. I would say it's looking really not ultra bad. Not ultra bad. If I have to be like more Slavic accent. There are a lot of people putting some Artstation portfolios. That's why we'll see. Now, this is the Batman that we have tried to see last time. This we saw. This is fine. This is the Batman again. This we saw. This I think we saw, yeah, because those, yeah, this dwarf I remember. This we saw with a pickaxe which doesn't have edges, and it's not ultra nice. Ricardo, I think we saw. This we saw. This is, I think, the next. So we will see it, but let's answer some little questions. Hey Nico, what do you think the hardest part of the body other than the head is to sculpt, and likewise what's the easiest? The hardest part in my opinion is, other than the head, is the arm, the hand itself. It's pretty hard. And the feet, but the feet you don't, usually you're not required to sculpt them very well, because usually you have shoes. But there was a question, by the way, somebody asked me, I think in the YouTube, I'm not sure, but they asked me, do I need to make legs, to sculpt legs, since the guy will have pants, the character? But if you don't do legs, and proper legs, if you don't sculpt proper legs, usually your pants will not sit well. They will be bad. So put legs and put the pants on top and try to make sure it's like realistic. Or stylized, but it doesn't matter. It sit on the leg. The pants, you have to have legs below it. And also for the feet and boots, you have to have good feet, so to put nice shoes on top, you know. Do you intend to do a new version of that anatomy course one day? The one that was made in ZBrush. A new version with poses will be interesting. Yeah, but the poses are difficult, and when I do pose, I always gather references for that particular pose, at least try to gather reference for that particular pose. Or, you know, shoot myself in this pose with the smartphone or something. So each pose is pretty much by itself. It's difficult. So to make a course about poses, different poses, will be pretty hard. Hi Nico, how to render transparent rotation of model video? Transparent rotation of model video. I have black background. To render it in Blender, you have to go to the render settings here, the format. You have to go to output. Go to, I think it was, but you know, I say that this in most of my courses at the end. I say this how it's worked, but I don't remember it quite much. Let's say FFmpeg, JPEG, then color management is fine, then encoding will be QuickTime, and then the video codec will be Qt RLE or Qt animation, and then you will have RGBA, which means that your background will be gone. Unless you have some kind of a big mesh in the background, then it will not be gone, but whatever is not mesh will be transparent when you export it like this, with these settings, the movie. And then of course this transparency, you can use it in a program that can read video transparency, like Adobe After Effects or some similar program. Hey Nico, how do you think? What do you think about Russia-Ukraine? I think that it's a very sad thing, but probably it was expected by a guy like Putin, because he's on power more than 20 years, and he's on top of the one of the countries with the most nuclear weapons, so he probably has his thought process and his overall mind is very twisted right now, because you know, power is corrupting people, and huge power means huge corruption, so it's very corrupted. I mean in the mind, and that's why he's doing these things probably. So it's normal. He's not himself, but he will never be. So yeah. Why do you never sculpt animals? Is animal anatomy more difficult as they are different animals, or you can tell how to learn animal anatomy. So animal anatomy you can learn by just you know, finding pictures of this particular animal. You can go to this site, some 3D sites, and find pictures of, for example, if you want to do a lion, you find pictures of the lion from different angles, but then you have to go and find very nice 3D models of a lion if you can, because the lion with the fur and with all this hair that he has, it's very difficult to see the forms there, but 3D models, which are good ones, you will see all the shapes, and they are usually, for most animals, they are muscular models of the animals. There is some company that have made them for many animals. So you can, if you can find pictures of those, there are great references. That's how you can do it. Share your thoughts on Autodesk Maya. I cannot, because I haven't used Maya ever. Back in the days when I was in high school, not high school, the university, we had to do a car. We have a project that we have to do, and the project is a car. You have to design a car and make it in either 3D or real model. You have to do it from styrofoam and other things. I decided to learn 3D program to do it, and I started learning 3D Max. One other friend of mine in the same course, he started learning Maya. So we went a little bit of separate ways. He learned Maya, I learned Max. And I don't know about Maya, but I learned 3D Max and I did it in Max. Then I do my other projects that I have to be 3D, either 3D or realistic, real made. I made all of them in 3D Max, and that's how I started with 3D back in the days in the university. They were pretty bad, by the way, when I look at them right now, you know. As a beginner sculptor, is it good to watch Head Anatomy and Sculpting exercises course by Nikolai Nadanov, love from India? As a beginner, yes, Head Anatomy and Sculpting exercises are good for beginners also. I pronounce as a fridge. Okay. Do you finger painting? No. People burglar alarm. Okay. What's happening? Some people are talking. Okay. By the way, greetings from Bangladesh. Bangladesh is cool. Yes. Everything is cool, by the way. Every country is cool in its own right, you know. I like to go to all the countries, but it will be difficult. Will you participate in ZBrush Sculpt of 2023? It's for people who do speed sculpts. Yeah, but I'm not into ZBrush anymore, so probably I wouldn't be able to. Although, I can participate, but with Blender. It would be cool, right? It will be pretty cool. Nico, have you had any paranormal experience? I don't think so. Some people are into feats. Yeah, me too, but not into sculpting them that much. So, yeah. Nico, what's your Discord carving discussion community? Can I still join? Yeah, of course, it's open to join. I think the link, it could be in the description of this video, if it works. I'm not sure. Is it okay to message you on Discord about character creation? Yeah, you can. I think you can. Many people were messaging me in Discord, and we have worked together. So, it's absolutely possible in my opinion. I've had time finding reference images for new characters to put in my Artstation. Do you have any keywords that get you good character No. I go to the trending, and then I find something that's relatively nice looking, like a concept, and then I go to the person that made it, and I look at all his works. Then I look at his likes, because you can see what he likes, what he follows, or what he likes. Then I go there, and then I find other persons and others this way, and you can like surf the Artstation this way and find very nice things. Why did you leave Gameloft? Because of my laziness and some other factors. Grassetti has female anatomy course. Oh really? So yeah. Okay, but mine is better. But Nico, you should wear yellow more often. Ah, it opens me, right? Yeah, I know. I'm in the shadows. Ooh, somebody's in the shadows. The same, okay. I really prefer Nico female course than Grassetti. Nico course is more complete in my opinion. Yeah, it's longer. I think it's longer, my course. Nico, what's your favorite drink? Water. But a little bit of a sparkling water, you know. Not clean water. Bulgarians will understand. Yeah, Bulgarians will understand. Brazilians have a good sculpting DNA, and also Brazilians are a lot of people, so it's normal that they have a lot of sculptors there. Hey, that's awesome, great to know that, and yeah, you know, you're right about people around here, cheers. Yeah. FBA is aware, okay, hearing other languages is very funny, yeah, Nico is so real, absolutely real. Nico, you're the best, probably not so much, but yeah. Poatan is the this guy who fought with the other guy, with Easy. Yeah, but what was his name? I don't remember. Sometimes I forget just obvious things, you know. Yeah. Two-time lol, okay. Mexicans, French people here also from Dominican Republic, okay. Sometimes it's hard to distinguish when you are laughing and not. Yeah, when I'm laughing, I'm laughing. When I'm not, I'm serious. So, it's not that hard. I'm from Turkey, Turkey #1, okay, yes. Do you ever sculpt characters from the cartoons you watched as a kid? I think I've tried to sculpt Johnny Bravo once. Johnny Bravo, yeah. Dexter probably I haven't tried. Or I think I tried Dexter too. But yes, I think, yeah, the Ninja Turtles, of course. In the stream, even. In this channel, you can find it. I'm from Malaysia, Nico. Oh, Malaysia is here also. Indonesia, Malaysia, oh, India, everything. We have everything. But China is rare. Yeah. Turkey #1, couple of times you said that. It's 11 o'clock in the evening in China. 11 o'clock in the evening in China. Really? 11 in the evening? Shouldn't be. It's much more. It's 9 o'clock in India. Yeah, 9 o'clock I believe, but 11 in China, probably not. 11, 12, It should be much later. Somebody once told me. The something Ronnie. Okay. Ben 5 Blender. Okay, I don't know the Turkish that much. I know some words though. I can say Türkçe konuşma lütfen. Huh? Nice. Which means don't speak Turkish, please. Simon Lee said that you need to learn to sculpt without references. And that way help your brain to more creative. But to learn to sculpt without reference, you have to have so much practice with reference. Because, you know, in the beginning, when you are born, your brain is an empty library, you say. But this is different from, you know, imagining things. To draw something, it's absolutely different from imagining. You can imagine a bicycle. And you say, okay, I imagine a bicycle. But then, if you have to draw a bicycle, it's completely different thing. You will draw something like Abomination. If you haven't drawn bicycle ever, you will draw an Abomination. It will not look like a bicycle at all. It will look strange. But whatever. So, in order to fill this artistic library in your head, you have to draw things from, you know, you have to see them and draw them. You have to draw a lot of heads, or sculpt a lot of heads. You have to draw and sculpt a lot of bodies. And this and that, in order to fill this library. Otherwise, this library will still be empty. You can draw just from imagination a lot of things, and this library, it will never get filled. And that's a problem. Yeah, Simon Lee may say that you have to be able to draw from imagination, but first you have to draw from concepts or from sketches or whatever. You have to draw from something. You have to fill this library. Remember that. Hey Nico, how's it going? Did you upgrade the camera? You look beautiful today. No, because of the yellow t-shirt probably, yeah. Hey Nico, how's it going? Did you upgrade the camera? Oh, I read again this comment because it's a nice comment, you know. I read the nice comments, I read twice. That's, you know. That game is boring. You land on an empty planet and do 1 or 2 missions and that's it. Yeah, I know. Sometimes it's boring, but sometimes there are very nice. The Starfield. There are nice quests there. So yeah. Well, that's weird. I'm not an animator. Can I make a skeleton for a model with relaxed fingers and the feet normal? Yeah. You can make everything, but some animators, they are just they have sticks in their asses, we may say. China is rare because you might want to sculpt Winnie the Pooh one day and that will have consequences. Haha, yeah. In China they don't like Winnie the Pooh, I think, yeah. expression habits here in China are different. Probably. Egypt is 6. Yeah, Egypt is my time, by the way, because here is also 6:46 now. Egypt is our time. Have you ever show on the stream your first drawing anatomy you done with pen? No, I probably will show you some of my old drawings when I was little, when I was in school or something, but I have to go and get them from my parents' house, which I plan to do in 2 weeks, but we'll see how everything will go. Can you please show the model that you sculpt with mouse? Oh, I have I can sculpt some on some stream with mouse. I can try, and you will see me cursing probably, especially in the beginning, but at some point it will be okay. I tried to sculpt with mouse maybe last year, just a face, and in the beginning it was very awkward. Like first 20 minutes was very bad, but then you start to pick it up, you know, because the skill is the same. How do you pose characters in Blender? Is there something similar to Zibberstone's pose? Unfortunately, no. That's why it's a little bit more difficult. Why you not make real character, or you have not skill? Yeah, I have not skill. So let's go to the not skill Nico Artstation reviews. Nico, the not skill guy, is here, and he will rip your Artstation portfolios apart. So this is Alessandro. Alejandro. So this is Alejandro, and he's doing Lara Croft. So this Lara Croft is not bad, but you notice the skin is awful. So the most problems we have here are from the render. The shoes also are pretty bad, but we can deal with them. I mean, they're okay. But the render is awful. The skin is not skin, it's plastic, but even not plastic, it's muddy. On the face you see something like very muddy color, which is never a good thing for a skin. This one is a little bit better. This is, I think it's a printed version of this one with colors, and it's better, but it's with different face, by the way. It's interesting. Project I created from scratch for my nephew, painted and yeah, printed and painted. So yeah, the printed version is pretty cool, I would say. Yeah, but the other version, I mean the 3D version, is not as good. But this guy is not bad. See, this is a very nice action pose. It seems like you know, not boring, the pose itself. Also the background is not bugging me, and the character is easily viewed. Of course, the render again, the skin and the materials are not quite well made, and also his chest is a little bit more feminine, which I don't think this is a female character. But if it is, I'm sorry if it's a female. Aiolia fan art, so it's a female probably, but it doesn't seem like female. I don't know, but it's cool. Ooh, printed and painted again. It's pretty cool, by the way. The printed version, of course, looks much better. Very nice, very nice. Alessandro from Brazil, again, Brazil. I was there, by the way, below the Jesus Christ, this Jesus Christ, which is in Rio. Yeah, it was so crowded. I mean, wow. And to go there are some steps, because you go there with a bus, and the bus stops, and then you have to walk on foot until you get to the Jesus Christ itself. And there are some steps, some things, and everything was like this with people, you know, people all over the place with big lines. I mean, a line which is a couple of hundreds of meters, and the people are not one after another. They're like, the line is also thick, like 3 or 4 people thick, and then long, very long. It's yeah, but it's normal. This is one of the wonders of the world or something. But it's a good sculpt, by the way, I would say. The render doesn't make it look very nice, but the print version is very nice looking. So Alessandro is doing great. Let's continue. But when I see this, for example, as a picture, as just a thumbnail, I would never hire a guy with this thumbnail, because you see, the render itself doesn't make it look good. The render is making the model, which is decent, look worse. You have to consider making good renders for your models. That's my advice. And also here the background is kind of fighting with the character itself, and there is no contrast, and overall not a good show of your character. You know, you better not show the character in real environment, but show it in an environment which shows the character better, because that's your goal. Your goal is to show your character and your sculpting in the best possible light, not in realistic settings, for example. Just in the best possible light. So sometimes you have to cheat by just putting it in a blank background. We have this, which is interesting. Some portfolios, just we cannot see. Okay, so Master Destro, we cannot see his thing. I don't know why. He has deleted his portfolio or what? Let's see this. But this is not a character, so yeah. I have done a lot of props also, so I can say about props. This is not the worst prop I've seen, but it's not the best also. It's kind of a prop. It's just a prop, but we have seen this guy again. Yeah, people, just restrain yourself of posting your Artstation portfolios in this channel too much. Because we have seen this guy already posted third time, I think. We see he posts his portfolio. So don't do it that much. When you have something new and you think it deserves to be seen, then post again your portfolio with this particular character, of course. Other than that, you know, no. I have good feelings about this one because the thumbnail is looking great. Wow. This guy, come on. And he's European. From the name, he's from Finland or from Sweden. Probably Finland. We'll see. Wow. This looks quite amazing. And I mean the sculpting and the level of detail, the render, the presentation. Wow, 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 wow. Yeah, see, here's my personal project I have been working on during the current year. I wanted to challenge myself with some more complex and technical character this time. I'm happy how it turned out, rendered in Unreal Engine 5. So this guy has skill. I mean, a lot of skill. He has more skill than me, because I don't know Unreal Engine 5. So yes. So this guy, why is he posting his portfolio in my shitty Discord? He's pretty good. Maybe oh, he's from Netherlands. So okay, Netherlands. In Bulgaria, I think we say Hollandia. I think it's now Holland. I'm not sure. Netherlands, Holland. Whatever. Let's see, Mr. Goodman. Yeah, the head is a little bit alien-like. I mean, it's too tall. You can see the forehead is like ultra huge. But other than that, the likeness is pretty good, I would say. Yeah, very good. This guy has a very bright future in front of him. I think he's probably kind of young artist. I cannot follow him because I'm not in my Artstation, but he's very good. He's doing great. And he's a character artist in PUBG Studios. So he's not some new guy that is posting something. He's just a monster. We don't want to see this kind of things here. No, I'm joking. I like to see stuff like this in my Discord even. This is a dragon. Okay, Robert has made a dragon. But yeah, let's see this knight, by the way. It kind of look fine. Okay, so this is pretty boring. I mean, the armor itself, it seems like it's made from just cylinders and some other geometric elements without anything to it. Like this is a piece of metal which have been hammered and made into a shape, but it's never that perfect. especially back in those days. So yeah, I don't completely approve this, but the render is almost good. It's not ultra bad. There are things which can be better, of course. Let's see the portfolio itself. Yeah, so this guy likes to do certain stuff, mostly knights and robots, and some environment. So I will say that again. If you want to be a character artist, if you want to be looked for from people who want characters, so if you want to do characters for freelance or for work, you have to basically make your portfolio only characters and only good ones. So a couple of those I will kind of erase. Maybe this dinosaur, okay, but this render with this kind of a plane that's visible is not that good. I will eliminate those environments and interiors. This dragon is not quite well, the texture is a little bit strange. But let's see one of the final ones. This is too dark, I would say. Yeah, this render. This one is too flat. We cannot see this. This seems like it doesn't have ambient occlusion or something. And also the folds on the fabric are not as good. And they usually are not good. Usually when people are not at least intermediate to advanced artists, their folds on the fabric are not good. And this is not exception, of course. So Robert probably is kind of a young artist, but he has a lot of works, so he will probably get better if he wants to get better. Because there are people who are on level of they're on level of Robert, so Robert's level, and they think they're very good, which is a problem, a big problem for them. They will not advance. And I know people like this, they are in very mediocre level and they think they are good enough. They think that they deserve to be in a trending in Artstation and stuff like this, which they don't. They are very, very much far away from being good enough for trending in Artstation. By the way, we see here, this is Logan Wiesen, whatever. This is not bad. The material of the skin is kind of okay. It's maybe needs a little bit more rim light from this side because it's too dark, but overall not bad. Maybe a little bit more light in the whole image, and the eyes, they should be a little bit more visible, or at least have this kind of a bright spot, as we know. This is from this. He made this, so it's very good. Yeah, I would say very good. This eye is nice. This is some kind of alien and stuff. So yeah, not bad. He has a store and he's selling this male base mesh. I wouldn't buy this base mesh because, and even if it's free, I wouldn't get it because it's not as good, you know. So yeah, in my opinion, you have to be careful what you buy. Not everything that's on sale is good. And this is not for sale. Of course, this is free, which is good. But it's, yeah, not in a very good level. So we have to be careful. But this face, I think it's good. Yeah, this face looks very promising and very good from the front view. From the profile view, if we can see it, no, we cannot see it in profile view, which sometimes is good thing because sometimes the faces can look good from front view, but from profile view it's completely bad. So yeah, we don't know. Maybe it's good also. But yeah, this face is pretty good, I would say again. Again, a little bit too harsh and dark shadows, but this character probably deserved that. I like the grooming of the hair. It's good for the character. And yeah, this guy has potential, I think, but he likes to do this kind of a dark and gloomy renders for his characters, which sometimes is not good. But this female character, this elf character, is looking good. Let's see the Superman. Wow, the Superman is looking very good. The face is looking awesome, I would say. Yeah, the profile is a little bit off, but the front view is looking good. Looking very good. What a shame. It's a decent model, but attention to detail. Run it on his portfolio. Yeah, bro, please make realistic texture in Blender. Please make a video of texture. I don't really make realistic textures in Blender. I do make them in Substance Painter usually. It's very hard to texture in models. No, it's in Substance Painter is not that hard. And yeah, I use Substance Painter, which is a paid program. I know that I said that I want to use only free programs, but Substance Painter just doesn't have a decent, nice free alternative yet. At least that easy to work with and nice. Let's see Dedi Sukma. Dedi Sukma from Indonesia. Let's see this one because it's a character. Okay. Not super bad, but not ultra good too. It has nice texture and interesting material, but the modeling is a little bit boring, although this could be something like an old a recreation of old sculpting or something, which, yeah, then I can say those folds, which they are not wrinkles, they look like folds on his face, they can be okay if it's some kind of a style of sculpture which is old. Yes, but if this has to be a nice monster, no. Ooh, he has an interesting mouth in the back. And the render is cool. Everything is visible, it's kind of bright, it's nice. But the sculpting itself is not on a very particularly good level. We have some hard surface, we have some environment, and we have this girl, which doesn't have too much folds in her clothes. But she's not bad. I would say the face looks fine. We've seen much worse, you know. So, yeah. The shoes, though, a little bit off. They look like they're made from some kind of like wood or something, because they don't have any folds in them. Shoes usually have folds, and you have to do them, otherwise they will look horrible. Nico, last day I requested you in stream to give me some feedback on the work that I posted in Whips on Discord, but you didn't see it. I would like to get the feedback now if possible. I posted it in Show Off and Penguin Shosho. Let's see what Penguin Shosho have posted in Show Off. Penguin Shosho. We saw that last time, I think. It's very cool. It's super cool even. I mean, when I see a character, I usually watch the face and the hands. And in this case, the face is awesome and the hands are awesome. So this is an awesome character. Only thing that I kind of say I miss is some kind of a nice folds on the pants. Nice, sharp, big folds, but on very particular places, nice places. Other than that, it's amazing and the haircut is super cool. So we have seen this last time. You probably haven't watched the whole stream. So this is from the anatomy course, and this is from the anatomy course, and it's not bad. The male is looking pretty good. The female also not very bad, I would say. Yeah. So good. The face itself, yeah, it needs more work. Of course, the nose can be a little bit smaller, although there are females like this, so it's fine. So it's relatively fine. Maybe the mouth could be smaller and with a little bit less curve, but overall it's looking very, very cool. But let's continue with the Artstation portfolios. This guy we already have seen. This is our stuff. And where is the Discord? It's here. Let's see. Message requests. I have shown the character. It's not good. We have message request. Accept. DM. This is not bad, I would say. Yeah, this hand is awkward. This hand looks good from this angle, but who knows from other angle. With the folds, we have to be very careful because now they look very chaotic. They have some, but this is obviously something like a sketch. I like the face. The haircut is starting to get pretty nice, so it's yeah, it's cool. But let's continue with the Artstation portfolios. Why it's always going here, I have to go down like this. Always down, down to town. But we know where we are, so we are here. We are here to Aya no. This is the 3D art of Aya Shalkar, but Aya Shalkar 3D art. Okay. This is very good. I would say this is very, very good. You see, the hair look amazing. It's so nice. The stylization is right on point, because this is not realistic portrait, obviously, but it's stylized and it looks very nice. So the only thing is that the render itself, it's a little bit flat and could be better. Could be a little bit more bright and nice, but it's not bad at all. And this is superb. This facial kind of expressions, and the eyes look amazing. The grooming, the hair, it's just the top, in my opinion. It's very nice. So yeah, major content. Let's show it. Show me the artwork. Will it this is not that bad. I mean, it's awkward, but it looks like the artist knows what she's doing. Probably this is a girl, and she knows her stuff. I would say, yeah, from Kazakhstan. But this is just superb work, I would say. Maybe this one, since it's pretty old, this is like from last year, and it's not as good, and the render is pretty flat. You see how the skin and the background are almost the same color, and you know, when you see even the thumbnail, it doesn't look good. So with a better render and a little bit more work on some folds on the clothes and better work on the hair, this could be a nice character. But now I would remove it, because, you know, this is just ultra nice, and this is making a bad impression. When I am a recruiter, for example, I search for somebody to make characters for me. I will come to this portfolio and I will see this and I will say wow, and I will see this and I will say so I will say, okay, she can make very nice things, but she can make also very mediocre and not so nice things. So let's go to the next portfolio. So this has to be removed immediately, and this I don't know about this one because it's awkward, but it's fine. It shows some skill, so it's probably fine. What devices do you use while you're doing sculpting? I use my Wacom 1x Wacom tablet and my computer usually, but this is wow, I like it so much. Okay, let's go to this one. This one is Metana Unreal Engine 5. Alright, let's see. What is this made with? I opened MetaHuman to see what it was, and so this was made with MetaHuman. Okay, good. Yeah, we have nice folds also, so pretty cool. The folds were made in Marvel's Designer, I think. So good job. Yeah, very nice folds because they are made in Marvel's. If you can work with Marvel's Designer to make folds, they will come out very realistic and nice. But if you can do it, because it's not easy. It's not that you can open Marvel's Designer and just make perfect folds. No, you have to know what you're doing, and it's a process. But this one is pretty cool. The final render, I may say. Let's see if it's something that we can see like a video. Okay, it's something like a video. This guy is okay. He's walking. All right. So her arm should be more relaxed. It's looking like she's like wooden or something. It's not very much relaxed. But it's a good job, you see. He knows how to do Unreal Engine. He knows how to do a lot of things. Let's see some other works from this guy. He's very good technically, and he's doing nice renders, by the way. This one is looking very good. All micro details are sculpted by hand. Sculpt and micro details ZBrush, texturing Substance Painter, Blender, Cycles, Grooming. Wow, and the hair is not bad also. So this guy is a good artist, I would say. He can do good stuff, and also the render, for example, for these dwarfs is particularly nice. You see how cool they look, how kind of a bright and nice. Although this inside thing, it's a little bit too dark, but overall they're looking very nice. And the materials, and this rabbit, pretty cool. Yeah, very nice. This guy is an artist. He's also technically very capable. We can see that. You see this chair? Not bad at all. Armen Zakarian from Armenia. Logically, he's Armen from Armenia. If I have to be the same, I would be Bulgar, from Bulgaria, but I'm not. But Armen from Armenia, it's cool. Very good. Yerevan, Armenia. The guy's good. CG Arm is his nick. Let's see, Mario Elephant fan art. And probably we have to finish this. Yeah, we have like 5 minutes until 2 hours. Ooh, what? I have moved my... it's very cool. Like a couple of mirrors, you know. Yeah. But let's see the Elephant Mario. Elephant Mario, not bad at all. It's not bad, I would say. Yeah, there are problems. Like in the render, it's a little bit too dark. The shadows, since this is a kind of a stylized, cartoony model, the shadows shouldn't be black, and we have a lot of black in here and in this area. Here we have this super dark black thing. Not good. Maybe a better rim light or more light, like fill light from here would be better. Yeah, one fill light probably will be nice. Just a simple, very low level light in front of him on his right would give him good. Also, this texture on his pants is... I don't completely like it. Paulo Roberto from Brazil. Oh, he has nice things. When I see the thumbnails, I say nice things. For example, this one. Looks pretty cool. Yeah, not bad at all. Link based on a concept, and this render is nice. As you can see, this render is presenting the character a little bit better than this one probably. This looks much more subtle, soft and nice, exactly on the style that it has to be. And this one too. This one is also not bad, although this is just a screenshot from ZBrush probably, but it's looking good. This one is not good. This is not good. Why? Doesn't have shadow, doesn't have ambient occlusion, and shadow and ambient occlusion are pretty much basically you have to have them in your sculpt, otherwise it will... Here it has some shadow and ambient occlusion, that's why it looks relatively fine. Here it has everything, that's why it looks best. But this guy is good, and let's see the orc and bull. Alright, I would say, I will go to even say that his bull is better than mine. Maybe the orc not so much, but the bull is very good. Da. Yes. Da. Da is yes in Bulgarian, in Russian, in Serbian. Ne is no in Bulgarian. Ne. But in Greek, ne is yes. So when we go to Greece and I'm starting to order calamari, ne, the guy says ne, and I said, why not? And he said, no, ne is yes. Ah, okay. Because ne in my language is no. So, for example, you go to some restaurant and you order some food and you start ordering, and the waiter say no. What? So I want this calamari fried. No. Why not? You know, it's interesting. Okay, let's see something else. I feel like we have seen this guy, but let's see it again. And I always say a guy, which it could be a girl, but we don't know that. So a guy is safe. Usually it's a guy. I think we've seen this portfolio before. So this guy, it's usually a guy because he likes to do a lot of monsters. And they're not particular, but let's see this one even. It has a lot of details. It has some even textures and stuff, and it's looking relatively fine, and the render is cool. So it's not very bad. This guy has a YouTube channel, yeah. He's making those monsters and stuff for the YouTube channel. I think. Let's see this. A shark guy. Yeah, maybe the anatomy is not exactly on point. You know, especially the shoulder and the biceps. The biceps is not going quite well in the shoulder. The transition there should be a little bit different. And also the chest muscle is looks like it's attached to the... No, it could be there. It could be there, but the shoulder have to be different, and the biceps also. So yeah, there are problems, but yeah, he's working, and hopefully he doesn't think he's good enough, and he will continue developing his skills. That's why I'm saying to almost everybody. Although, if somebody is as good as me or better, like we saw a guy just a couple of minutes ago. He's just wow, and maybe he's good enough, and he doesn't need to develop his skills that much. He needs to promote himself better, and he needs to do more portfolio works to show that his skills is consistent. Because there are people I know that, you know, he's a good character artist. He can do very nice things, but he can also do very mediocre things. And this is not there is no consistency. And when you see his portfolio and you see the mediocre things, you will say, okay, this is his level. Because usually people are judging the level of the character artist by the lowest level character, by the worst portfolio piece, which, yeah. Can you please check show off my portfolio link? Is there one, please? It will be great. No, the portfolio links should be in this Artstation portfolio page. And probably people should kind of wait for their turn to come, to be roasted. This looks pretty good. Maybe, yeah, it's a little bit strange. The face doesn't look bad. The modeling, the model itself, but the render is not very good. It looks a little bit muddy. It's not quite well. And flat, and you know, it's not very nice. So the model is nice, the render can be better, but we see this guy is, or girl, we don't know, but it's his modeling or her modeling skills are in a good level, I would say. The rendering skills are a little bit behind, but this one looks pretty good. Let's see the mature content. Show me the artwork. Alright, this looks pretty good, I would say. This is a stylized base mesh with a nice topology. Yeah, pretty cool. Pretty cool. Maybe the hands are a little bit too big for a female character, but some stylizations are like that. And this thing in the back here, this is just superb, and we already have seen this portfolio, I'm pretty sure. Already. Can you give me some advice on baking? I'm baking a high poly mesh of about 40 million polygons, okay? The operation takes a really long time. How can I reduce baking time? You cannot. If you want to reduce the time that it takes you to test bake, you have to reduce the resolution, and usually that reduces a little bit the time, but it couldn't be long. I mean, in Substance Painter, if you disable the ambient occlusion from rendering, you will render your normal maps a little bit faster, because it will render only them, the normal maps. You have to just uncheck some things that you don't want to render until you check, until you test your stuff. Because in the beginning, when you bake, you always do some test bakes, and those has to be fast, and they are faster if you use lower resolution usually, and if you uncheck the ambient occlusion, because ambient occlusion is the slowest most of the time. I think we have seen this portfolio, and this character looks pretty awesome, I would say. This character also looks pretty nice. Nice grooming of the hair, very, very nice. The suit with this little tiny hairs looks amazing. So Hamza is doing great from Algeria. We want to see more from Hamza, and remove this one, remove this one, remove this one particularly, and maybe all of those in the bottom here. Maybe this one is not bad. Yeah, this one is okay. A little bit better render will be appropriate, because now it's a little bit dark and we cannot see exactly what's happening. But definitely this one has to be removed, this one has to be removed, and the Samurai Jack probably has to be removed, because the thumbnail is not very good. It's not showing its true potential, but the other things are looking kind of good. Okay, this will be for today. What do you bake in sculpting? Is that for simulation? No, you bake for the low poly model. The high poly model to the low poly model you bake. The high poly model is like 40 million polygons, for example. And you want all the details, all the things to bake into maps, into a low poly model, which is like, let's say, 10,000 triangles. This is my latest work, by the way. I will show you. Why not? This is the thing. I'm still working on it, but this is a Substance Painter, and it's just a guy with a helm, and it's from a concept. And I think this is some kind of a anime or animation hero, I'm not sure. But this is the low poly model. It's 10,000 triangles, less than 10,000 triangles it is. And it's still looking good, because I baked the normal map, I baked all the maps are baked, that's why it's like this. Let's see roughness, map, let's see normal map. Yeah, we cannot see some normal maps, by the way, it's interesting. But normal, yeah. So this map particularly is making the low poly looks high poly, because this, if you see the polygons, all those wrinkles here, the little ones especially, they don't exist. But yeah, so yeah, I have to make some design on the back of the jacket probably at some point, but we'll see. So yeah, this is the baking. So guys, this is it for today. It was nice seeing you, and hopefully it was nice for you seeing me, because I don't see you, but still, you know. Very good. Decimation of the high poly also is an option, but yeah, decimated high poly from ZBrush could have some artifacts. If you put it in Blender and then smooth it in Blender with just smoothing like this, you go to the mesh, the high poly mesh, for example, which is decimated from ZBrush. You go to it, you go shade smooth, so right click shade smooth, and then also what you have to do is go to this data here, normals, auto smooth 108. This way you will make sure you don't have sharp things where you don't want them. Everything will be smooth and nice. It could work, it could not, you have to try it. I'm not saying that this will completely work, but in my case I don't want it to be shade smooth. I will shade it flat, because I want to see the polygons right now, and yeah, we'll continue working on this character at some point. Goodbye and take care, guys. We'll see you in the next video someday. Yeah, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after tomorrow, we'll see. We don't know. We never know when we will have the video. By the way, now probably I look a little bit better, because I don't have one of my lights is off, because I forgot to turn it on. Probably I should stream like this. It makes me look nicer with a shadow here, you know. It looks interesting. Okay, good night. Next stream, nobody.